Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Another Adult Podcast. I'm your host, Howard Cam, and if you're a fellow Gen Xer, high school teacher, or just someone who's fed up with the everyday absurdities of life, you come to the right place. Now, you might be wondering, what's this show all about? Well, it's pretty simple. You send in your questions, and I give you my unfiltered, off-the-cuff answers. So if you're ready for some real talk, a few laughs, or maybe in a moment of, yeah, I feel that, then stick around. Let's dive into the glorious world of being an annoyed adult. All right, our first question is, my best friend wants me to invest $10,000 in a startup. I said no, and now he's upset. And so these two guys have been friends for a while now, since middle school, and they're in their mid-20s now. And then his friend asks him for $10,000 to invest in his coffee roasting business or his coffee brand business. And so, his friend quit his job as in a marketing firm and he asked for 10 grand and the guy says no, rightfully so. So his advice is, or his question is any advice appreciated? No judgments. How do you handle it? Okay. Let me put it to you like this. If the bank did not loan him $10,000, then neither should you. And here's the reason why. Because a bank is really good at risk assessment. A bank is really good at risk aversion. If the bank is not willing to loan him $10,000, that probably means that this is a bad business to start with. And to start, my God, your friend quit his job at a marketing firm so he has no float income, or he just has income that he's just going to start automatically. That doesn't make any sense. Your friend sounds like the person who got fed up at his job, loves coffee, and wants to start a business and now is looking for money. Don't loan him money. Like, if your friend really loves coffee, then he should have some experience working at a coffee roaster before starting his own business. For example, I have a friend that is over 50 and he has been doing retail clothing now for years, but he has over 25 years in the clothing retail business at the highest marketing levels. He does purchasing, he does all that stuff, procurement. He understands how a business works on the retail clothing side. Your friend has zero fucking experience how to run a coffee business. And now he's just looking for money to start his business because he's fed up at his marketing job. That's what it sounds like. Like, if the bank doesn't want to loan him money, then neither should you. If you really feel bad, then take the $10,000 and then go invest it in an electronically traded fund and then earn some return that way and then just give him the return, right? Do that instead. Or here's the easiest. This is for everybody listening. This is the easiest, simplest rule for loaning money. Are you ready? Here we go. If somebody asks you for money, you should be ready to lose the money and never expect it back of what you're going to loan out. So if someone asked you for 20 bucks and they're a friend, you'd give them 20 with no obligation that they should pay it back. Because any obligation they should pay it back already puts a strain on your relationship. Asking money to start is already a strain on the relationship. But asking for that money to be paid back is going to be really fucked up. So you should be able to just give that money freely. And according to your question, you write that you have 10 grand, but you worked really hard for it. So you know what? If you worked really hard for the money, your friend should have done better and saved the money and then invested that money into his coffee business instead. So it sounds like you're getting off scot-free and it feels good. If your friendship is strained because you didn't loan your friend money, then he's not really a friend to begin with. So fuck him. Keep your money, spend it wisely, don't give it to him. Our next question is, how can I motivate my 20-year-old nephew to get a job? And this person says, my 20-year-old nephew graduated from high school about a year ago. He stays at his parents' house all day, just plays Roblox all day, doesn't want to go to work, doesn't want to go to college. And every time he talks about getting a job, he gets upset, gets annoyed, gets irritated. And this kid's dad has told him multiple times that if he doesn't want to continue school or get a job, you got to get out of the house. And then he also says his nephew's not the type to go outside. He gets coddled by his mother, has childlike behavior, and he's like a mama's boy. And his question is, how can I motivate him to work and get an education? All right. This is kind of a touchy subject for me too, because I get irritated when I see students in the same way, right? And I think COVID has, again, fucked up a lot of people because we kept kids at home. We kept kids at home for years, all through distance learning. They've never had the opportunity to grow up. Like for those that are my age, for those that are in their mid 40s to late 50s, like do you remember getting your first job at 16 years old? Like do you remember getting your first job or even your second job and you're like, "Fuck yeah, I feel good, right? I'm making money. I feel like a man. I feel like an adult. I feel like a grown up. I feel like I'm doing great." Because we had a job, like we had purpose. We would go to work. Going to work was so liberating for me because I was making money, I was making new friends, I was having a good time, and we didn't have, the whole social media stay on your phone and play video games. I think one, COVID, and two, that's kind of the secondary problem is that kids get stuck on these devices and then they just get completely fucked, right? They get stuck in this. I'm just gonna have this as fun now. Look at the fun at my fingertips. Like they have no desire to go out. In Japan, I think they call this hikikomori, where people just stay at home all day and live in their room, and then it's annoyingly terrible because how are you going to be a productive member of society when you're just sucking off the teat of another, right? Like the dad is perfectly fine by saying he's pissed off and he wants this kid to move out, but the mom I think is the one that is enabling this kid, right? I bet that this mom still makes this kid's fucking sandwiches and cuts it in half. This kid needs to tear away from his mother and be his own man, and the dad is trying to do his best. The mom is probably not helping. And for the person writing this post, for the person that says it's their 20-year-old nephew, is it your sister that's the mom or is it your brother that's the father? I need to know because you need to talk. If it's your sister that's enabling your nephew, then your sister needs to knuckle up and kick this kid out and cut these purse strings and have this kid stop being such a mama's boy. Like, do you know what a mama's boy is, listeners? Do you know what a mama's boy is? Yeah, I think you know, right? Coddled and cared for. Oh, it's my little baby. This kid's 20. When is this kid ever gonna get a job? Oh my god, I remember I was at Foodland, which is a local supermarket here in Hawaii, and I'm watching on a table next to me outside. I'm eating my lunch. I'm watching on the table outside. This kid's mother is helping this kid fill out his Foodland job application, and the kid's not special by any means. The kid's like, "What am I supposed to do? Like, write what? Okay, I gotta write what? Like, asshole! They should have taught this to you in high school, how to fill out a job application. I'm pretty sure they teach that in high school, and if they don't, shame on them." But the fact that this 20-year-old has no desire to go outside and be a productive member of society, then this is the kind of fucking drags that is just going to bring us all down, where you just want to stay at home and play video games all day. Do me a favor. Take your nephew to work with you. I don't know what you do for work. Maybe you have a fun job. Take your nephew to work and see what the real world is like, right? See what it's like to make money and then have your own independence as a working person. Like that is the first step toward manhood is walking out the door and getting a fucking job. Do your best. Kick one of those parents in the ass or both of them because they need to, right? They need a swift kick in the ass. So good luck. I'm wishing you the best on this one. That's a tough one, but maybe take that kid to work with you. Okay, our next question is why do random women make a stank face at me? And this person says, I have to be in the same general area as one, and that's enough. Obviously, I'm not doing anything strange besides happening to be in the presence of a woman. There aren't any gaps in my hygiene either. I think it's probably to do with the way I look. It doesn't happen more than a few first times, though, so when women I see regularly see me, they don't react. Uh, I don't know, man. Are you ugly? Like, do you, I know what a dick thing to say, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why do they make stank face at you? Shit. Are you making a face? Like, do you have like a naturally resting angry face? Like I do. I have a resting bitch face. I get it. I totally get it. So I don't know, man. Why do they make people? Okay. All right. Let's be more scientific about it. Um, humans recognize asymmetry in someone's face, right? So let me make it a little more clear. Asymmetry is when one looks more off than another. Like We love symmetry and we love homeostasis, meaning we love to see things that are balanced, right? Like if you look at your computer, your a TV, anything like that, it has a balance. There is a definite, symmetrical side to things. Faces. Look at animals and faces in the animal kingdom. Two eyes, nose, mouth, two ears, whatever. Like you see the symmetry down the middle, right? But your brain automatically knows if something is asymmetrical, meaning one side is smaller or bigger than the other. Okay? So maybe they're looking at you and maybe they're giving you and you call it a stank face. I think they just call it maybe a confused face, right? Oh, who knows? Like you have an asymmetry about you that cannot be immediately explained. And then when these people hang out more with you, they kind of look past this asymmetry. Because you tell me in this post that if you see these same women again and again and again, it's kind of fine. So it's not like you're a bad person. It's not like you have terrible attitude. You probably just have some asymmetry about you uh, that is throwing them off. And then once they get used to it, it doesn't matter anymore. So cool, man. I'm sorry it happens to you. I don't make sure you're not giving them stank face back. Why don't you wave and smile and see if that throws off their stank face, I guess. All right. Good luck. Question is, how do you deal with feeling stuck in life? Lately, I've been feeling like I'm not making any real progress in work, relationships, or in personal goals. I try to stay positive, but sometimes it just feels like I'm running in place. What's something that helped you move forward when you felt this way? Hobbies, man. Hobbies. You need to pick up new hobbies. We have monotonous routine. People just have this general routine that we have to do. We got to go to work, we got to make money, we got to do all these other things. But there is a monotonous routine to the things we do. It's just naturally the way things are. What gives your life spice, what gives life adventure is finding purpose. I know that is probably one of the most stupid fucking cliche things to say. Go find purpose in your life. Go find purpose in your life. You know what? A lot of people go through life without purpose, but try to find something that makes you happy. What makes you happy? God, what is that lady Marie Kondo? She this whole like throwing things out. What brings you joy or something like that? Find things that give you joy. Find things that make you happy. Find things that give you pleasure in life that makes life worth living. Right? Some people get pets. Some people go for hikes. I like martial arts. I like lifting weights. You know, I think I want to learn how to cook. That's just a side topic. But go do that. You you're not stuck in life. I don't really know how old you are. He didn't say. But you're not stuck in life. And as long as you're still breathing, then go try to do something fun. Something unconventionally fun. Like, I don't know, let's go skydiving. Go mountain biking. Do that kind of thing. Go swim in the ocean, swim in a lake. Go walk across America. Something that just makes you happy. Something that gives you some happiness that you can tell people later about. Go start a podcast. Do whatever you like. But I don't think you are stuck in life. God, I remember this saying. It said, "You're not bored. You're boring," and that stuck with me for a while. So when people say they're bored, I'm like, you're not bored. You're just boring, meaning you're feeling bored because your life is boring. That you don't have anything going for you. So try to change it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you should have friends. Make friends. Make friends. Go do something cool and interesting. All right. And our last question is, when you grew up, did anyone talk about the earth being flat? Seems like a huge trend in the past few years. No, no, man. No, when we were growing up, nobody talked about the fucking world being flat. Like, that was some stupid thing to say. Like, nobody believed it was true. Only recently, because of the internet and a few, I don't know, you want to call them influencers? I guess, influencers. They say, like, oh, the world is flat. And then they have this, like, mystic reasons for the world being flat. That, when I first heard it, when I first heard that people were talking about the world being flat, I dismissed it. I dismissed it because that's fucking stupid. Nobody believed it. Like, wow, people actually believe the world's flat? Well, that's comically hilarious. Ha ha ha. And then more and more people are coming around saying, oh no, the world's flat. I'm like, oh my God, what? Did they not have basic science at school. Like we all grew up with basic science. We understood the world is round and it's it has an orbit, and I mean we know how stars and gases form and coalesce into spheres. Like I don't understand. I don't understand where this comes from. And every time somebody talks about it, I just have to either shut it down because I'm going to get enraged, or I have to like just tell them, what's your science grades in school? Like, what is it? And it's so embarrassing that our most prominent astrophysicists like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all these other people have to go online to remind people that the world is round. It is just insane to me that this is a thing. And oh God, I want to talk about it more because I have a friend who has someone he knew that believed the world was flat. And I can't talk about it more because it's a private story. But Jesus Christ, like that exists even in the circle of friends that I'm in. Insane, insane. I can't believe it, and I'm flabber. I don't know what to say. Like you this is I honestly don't know what to say because this is so stupid. So did anybody talk about the world being flat when we were growing up? No, because that was dumb and idiotic. And that, my friends, is all the annoyed adulting we have time for today. I hope my unfiltered thoughts gave you a laugh, a nod of agreement, or at least made you feel a little less alone in your daily annoyances. Remember, if you've got a burning question, a perplexing situation, or just something that you really want to grind your gears about, send them my way. You can find details on how to submit your questions in the show notes. And don't forget, you can find the Annoyed Adult podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Till next time, stay annoyed, stay awesome, and I'll see you later. Aloha.